Alright, welcome. So today we're in the SMITE public test server doing a quick first impressions for Terra. Now Terra is the newest guardian to join SMITE, and with this video it should be quick. I'll be showing you guys her abilities and explaining how her abilities work for those who have not been able to see or even play her. And the patch notes, they will be in the description below if you want to go ahead and check that out. So, starting with her passive, Terra's abilities create standing stones. Now, not all of her abilities create standing stones, only her second and third ability will summon the standing stones. However, they can be standing wherever they want throughout the map as long as they're up. Terra is knock-up immune, which is really great when you're fighting against guardians and warriors. And the big point here is her basic attacks will slow enemies by 30% for 1.25 seconds. Again, this is the SMITE public test server, so things can change when she goes to launch on the official server, and maybe patches to go on. If they were to nerf her passive, they could probably take 10% off of it and she might be just fine. And if she does go ahead and shatters her stones, this buff will remain active for another 3 seconds afterwards. So she can have a good amount of time where she's able to slow targets. So this is great for two options. You can be really aggressive with this and you can maybe be like a solo laner. You can be really strong, or you can go ahead and, peel for your allies. So if they try to aggress on your allies, your mage or whatever, you could turn around, start smacking them up with your passive, and they won't be able to chase down your allies for much longer. Now going into her first ability, Force of Nature. This is her dash, allows her to dash through enemies, passing by them and dealing damage. However, if you go ahead and dash through one of your standing stones, you can use this ability again within the next 3 seconds. It'll look something like this. Go ahead, bring up my third ability, dash right through it, the stone explodes, and we can dash again. She's very fast. Again, I do have this very weird build on the bottom right that just allows me to move around the map really quickly and have 40% cooldown reduction, so I can show off these abilities a lot more often. So next, moving on to her second ability, Crushing Earth. She summons these two stones on either side, and as long as you're in the middle, you are slowed by 20%. Your enemies, of course, not you. And then you can activate this ability again, as you just saw there, and go ahead and slam the stones together, stunning all enemies inside for 1.5 seconds. It's a really strong CC. You can use this to block off paths like this, for example. If they try to go through, a little corridor in the jungle, they're going to be slowed, and then you can activate it again and just do a decent amount of damage and just root them. The second part to her second ability is you can use your wand to dash through either one of the stones, or you can dash through both of the stones, and once you do that, it'll look something like this with a targeter. You can go through the stone and you can do splash damage behind the stone. Again, you can use this on both stones at the same time, or you could do it like I just almost did there. You could do one stone at a time. So for a little extra damage, I don't think it does more damage than actually crushing them with both at once. We can see the shatter damage here. Next, Monolith. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So she summons a single standing stone. All allies around it, they will be healed over time. You can go ahead and use your wand to detonate it, which it will root all enemies trapped in that circle. After that, it will create a nice yellow damaging area to all enemies that are, they rooted in there, or they're stunned in there, or they happen to pass by it. They be, take a damage over time as long as they stand in it. Now the heal, from what it seems, it's pretty decent. Of course, I don't have a actual good build with magical power if you want to get a lot of healing done. But let's go ahead, bring the Gold Fury out here, summon it, and you can just see how fast you can heal off of it. Again, this is probably not accurate numbers to how much the Gold Fury would actually do in a real conquest match, but it can give you a decent idea on how the healing works. And finally, we have her last ability, her ultimate, Terra's Blessings. So she channels her strength throughout the entire world, so all allies, it's a global buff for 10 seconds. Now, all of your allies will have increased movement speed, reduction in mana cost for abilities. This looks to be 100%. Again, public test server, could be nerfed, as well as increased cooldown reduction, scaling from 20% to 40%. Now, this cooldown reduction does not stack on top of the cooldown reduction you already have if you're already capped out. To make that more clear, if you have 40% cooldown reduction from your items, which is the cap, you will not have 80% once you get buffed through this. However, if you have no cooldown reduction items on you whatsoever, and you get this buff at max rank, yes, you will have cap cooldown reduction. And it's a really strong buff, especially for all of your mages, as well as that's not it. When you go ahead and use this, all your allies will have 4 stones surrounding all of your allies and yourself. If you take 4 ticks of damage, these stones will activate a heal on that god. So pretty much once you pop this and you go ahead and siege down a objective like a fire giant or tower, the enemies, they won't be able to safely attack you, because if they attack your teammates, they will just be proccing a big ol' heal on them, and as well as all your allies have increased movement speed, cooldown reduction, CDR. So if you have like a He-Ball on your team, he's going to have all of his ultimates up pretty much like all the time. It would be really crazy to fight a team that has Terra's blessing. So it's a really nice tide changer. So I do want to go ahead and show this off what this actually looks like. We're going to go ahead and try to get the raw bot over here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my ultimate. As you can see, it'll bring up these 4 stones around me. And as you can see, as I take damage, these stones glow, and I get a nice little heal back. Let's go ahead and show off some of these abilities here. As you can see, I can just charge right through both stones. We can stand in here and get healed. Again, this build is just for fun, so I can move around really quickly. Not really a damaging build by no means. And so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how she works. We can see a good radius on her 3. Let's see if we can root both Odins. Yeah, we're able to root both Odins to deal damage to both of them. As you can see, as long as they stand in the circle, they take damage. So overall, she's really good. And if you do happen to get her for the Assault game mode, she will be included as a healer, I believe, since her not only does her ultimate heal, but her ultimate, or her 3 ability, sorry, it's just a really nice AoE healing over time effect. So overall, I feel like she'd be really fun to play. Since I do main Guardians for the most part, Guardians and Mages, I'll probably be getting her maxed out fairly quickly. She looks like a lot of fun. So hopefully that helps you understand and see how she works. For those of you who have not been able to play it, again, patch notes will be in the description as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.